Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Project Dreamboat. Join us as Brian O'Donnell joins the owner of the completed 19-foot Cuda craft for a day on the water.
All right, guys, so we had this 19-foot Cuda craft at the shop that we had basically completely revamped. It came in for a simple little fuel tank repair job, and it morphed into a huge project. We had no idea that when we cut this boat up that we were going to find all kinds of problems. We ended up pulling the deck out of the boat, removing the fuel tank, replacing it, finding that the stringers were delaminated. We had to actually bond them back to the hull. There were so many things we had to do to this boat, not to mention the custom little touches that Captain Ron had us do just to personalize the boat to him. He's a captain down in the Florida Keys, and he's been running boats since back in the 1950s, and he wanted this boat personalized around himself. So after a couple of weeks of Ron receiving this boat down in Islamorada, he actually gave me a ring back at the shop and told me there's some things he wanted to change. He didn't like the rocket launcher seat that was built out of aluminum where you slide a cooler up under it. It was just too big and clumsy, and I had a really great idea. I reached out to my friends at Angle Coolers. I told them I needed a perfect size cooler that would mount on top of a box that I would build, and I would build a tackle center. I called Ron and told him that I'd personally deliver it down to Islamorada. He invited me out on a boat trip with my girls to go fishing on one of the little patch reefs, and I thought that was gonna be awesome. So one of the first things I had to do when I got to Islamorada was get Ron down in the boat, give me a hand taking the old seat out, and position a new box behind the console. I had Ron stand behind the helm, give me an idea of where he wanted this box mounted, because once the box was mounted, it was going to be permanent. I put some 5200 down, I screwed it to the deck, and I installed the Angle cooler. The thing was incredible. He loved it.
Holy mackerel, I've never seen anything in my life like that. That is just wow. And then a pull-out tray underneath to put all your tackle in. It's just spectacular. It's just wonderful. I didn't even expect anything that good. It came out better than ever expected, you know.
So while I was in Islamorada, Ron took me and my girls out for a fishing trip. It was actually a really cool time, and I was able to learn a lot of things about the boat that Ron had custom designed for himself to perform his business as a professional guide in the Florida Keys.
You know, there's nothing sticking up on the boat along the bow or that would tangle the line when a person's fighting a tarpon or you're chasing a snook or something like that on the end of the line. It's easy cleaning, lots of storage, runs like a Cadillac through the chop. It just rides so soft. It's like I'm sitting on my living room couch as I'm driving the boat. It's that great, you know. Can't say enough about the boat.
There weren't a whole lot of custom things in this boat, but some of the things Ron had asked for, like the double-colored live wells, made a lot of sense to me after fishing with him on the boat.
The boat, when I bought it, of course, those boats were known for two big round live wells, two 20-gallon live wells on them, and one well I asked him to make it brown and one blue, and he kind of questioned why the difference, and I'm saying, when you have crabs and shrimp, by keeping them in a darker environment like a chocolate brown or that, they take on a brown hue of the water, and that makes them stand out better when you throw it to a permit or you're even pitching it to a redfish on a flat. And then the other side, a real light blue color for pilchards and mullet, and that keeps them nice and bright and silvery. So Brian made both wells those colors. It kind of thought it was a little strange at first, but boy, it turned out just perfect, just perfect. Yeah.
So this boat was really simple, and it was out of the norm for marine customs with all the custom stuff that we typically do. But at the end of the day, it was perfect and it worked excellent for what Ron uses the boat for. And I think we couldn't have done a better job.
Originally, when I got the boat, the console had speakers sticking out of the side. It had a T-top on it, a lot of gauges on the console, switches here and there, and I wanted as plain a console I could possibly get. So he filled in all of the holes on it, added just a couple little switches inside, a little thing for maybe charging your cell phone, and that turned out just great inside the console. And every one of the customers that I fished in it have been really happy with it, so they've really enjoyed the boat.
So visually looking from the outside, this 19 Cuda craft doesn't look a whole lot different than when I started, but at the end of the day, Ron and I both know this boat's completely different. It's totally customized around Ron and for Ron, not to mention it's structurally sound, unlike it was before. So I hope Ron enjoys this boat for years to come.
I'm kind of old school. My designs are to get it done the way I'd like to see it. And of course, this is perhaps going to be my last boat, doing it for almost 50 years. So I wanted it done right, and it's met all expectations. He's just done a brilliant job with it. It's just spectacular.
So me and my girls had an amazing time down in Alamorado with Ron fishing, and this was a unique project for Marine Customs. It wasn't so custom as we would typically do, but it was very simple and it served a purpose. And after fishing on the boat with Ron all day, I realized boats don't have to be completely over the top to be someone's dream boat.